I'm Jennifer All. I'm the Director of High School Ministries, and today's reading comes from Mark chapter 10. It's a very full chapter, action-packed. We have Jesus having a discussion with the Pharisees about divorce. We have him blessing little children, encountering a rich young ruler. He is predicting and foreshadowing his own death. He is humbling some of his disciples, and he is healing a blind beggar on the side of the road. So many things in this chapter, and one thing I noticed throughout is the difference, the contrast in values. I see people like you and me trying to follow God on our terms, living our lives by our values that we've set for ourselves. And to be honest, they're not so great. We tend to prioritize our own happiness above others. We tend to prioritize wealth, reputation, power, self-promotion. And those values deeply conflict with Jesus' values that I see in this chapter. I see Jesus embracing the overlooked and dismissed children. I see him reaching out to the poor. I see him elevating the downtrodden, the oppressed. He's saying that in his kingdom, the last shall become first, and the first shall be last. He's saying that those in a position of power and privilege are meant to serve those around them. He says that for even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. When we try to experience the kingdom of God while living by our values on our terms, it's impossible. It's like pushing a camel through the eye of a needle. Absolutely impossible. But when we surrender and allow our values to line up with Jesus' values, the impossible becomes possible. Now, if that very idea makes you a little uncomfortable and it seems scary to have to lay down what you want, things on your terms, your priorities, well, then God's probably giving you a gut check right now that there's some values you have that he wants to realign. And you're not alone. Don't be embarrassed. I'm right there with you feeling convicted too. That is God trying to grow us. And instead of focusing on what we might be losing by surrendering to God, instead look at what he is doing here. Look at what he is saying. Jesus is sending a message to any one of us, anyone who has ever felt overlooked, broken, cast off, dismissed. If you have ever felt oppressed by a situation or circumstance or our society, Jesus is saying that he sees you, that he fights for you, that he's here for you, that he's here to change things, that in his kingdom, you are lifted up, you are healed, and you are embraced like a child. This is the hope that we have in Jesus and his kingdom. This is a kingdom and a life, a world worth laying down and changing our own values for. It is worth it. The transformation is worth it.